Good morning. I'd like to thank each of you for your presence on what is a very important day to the state of Wisconsin, but also a historic day for us here in the city of Wisconsin Rapids. Today we gather to celebrate a milestone in our economic growth efforts here in Wisconsin Rapids. So let's get right into this. Here with us today we have Reed Hall, Secretary and CEO of the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, Wisconsin's lead economic development organization. Prior to joining WEDC, Reed is a familiar face to us in central Wisconsin. Reed served as Marshfield Clinic's general counsel from 1976 until 2000, and their executive director from 2000 until 2010, at which time he retired, but only for a short while, until being named CEO for WEDC. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Reed Hall, who will share with us this exciting announcement. Reed?
Well, it's wonderful to be back in Wood County. It's always home being up here, and I've spent a lot of time in this room while we were planning the Marshfield Clinic facility out on the east side here, and some other endeavors with the City Council. So great memories in here, and it's great to be here for such a special announcement. Now, on behalf of all the staff of WDC, and Mark is one of our newer staff, and we're pleased to have him with us here today. We're pleased to welcome you here today. It's a real honor to be here today, and a special day for central Wisconsin, Wood County, and especially Wisconsin Rapids. This is the 13th site that we're designating as a certified site, and I'll explain what that means and some of the dividends that flow from that. But the other communities that we've been in to make this announcement, Beaver Dam, Beloit, Chippewa Falls, DeForest, Pittsburgh, Howard, Janesville, Menominee, Prescott, Stevens Point, Verona, West Bend, and now Wisconsin Rapids for the 13th certified site here in the state of Wisconsin. We hope to have 30 by 2015. It's basically a statement that this site is shovel-ready for development. We list it on our website. We advertise it across the country. I think it's a great advantage to a community to have this site designation. We've seen it in other communities where dividends flow from this, and you can look right up the Highway 54 here to Stevens Point and Plover. There's a construction that has just started on a new $19 million warehouse on their 760-acre site in Stevens Point. It's a 157,000 square foot cold storage facility. So the whole theory is you designate these sites, it goes national to site selectors, to developers, to contractors, to real estate individuals, and then they can choose the advantages of that site to build their building. So you have national press on this, and that's what's available to Wisconsin Rapids now as a result of this designation. Now, what is required for a site like this? Well, you have to have 50 acres at a minimum, and I see you found 51 acres in one parcel, and we appreciate that on Highway 54. It also is a statement that there's a great workforce in this area, and we all know how great the workforce is in Wisconsin Rapids in this part of Wisconsin. There are no environmental concerns. There are no archaeology concerns on this site. There's good utilities available to the site. There are no concerns. It's, quote, shovel-ready. And the other thing that we look for in this designation is good transportation, whether it's rail or highway, and certainly you have that here. So the dividends, I think, will be flowing from this in the very near future. So certified site follows the other vehicles we have at WDC to encourage the business growth of Wisconsin. These would include our loans, our forgivable loans. Our tax credits are very popular these days. We're very pleased with Amazon moving into southeastern Wisconsin recently, chosen Pleasant Prairie over some other villages, other areas in the state of Illinois. So great things are happening in Wisconsin, and we're doing what we can to help move Wisconsin forward. And finally, just one more congratulations to Wisconsin Rapids. I know there's some work involved in this application. There's a little bit of investment in this application. But truly, I think you have an advantage with this designation over other communities. So finally, congratulations for the 13th designation in the state of Wisconsin for a certified site. And I expect that we'll be back here soon to hopefully have a ribbon cutting on that site for a new business that you attract to your community. So I'll turn it back to the mayor, and finally, congratulations.
Thank you, Reed. We're very excited to have Wisconsin Rapids approved in the Certified Sites program. Thank you, Adam. The leadership of Governor Walker and the creation of WDC has brought about the ability for us to be here today, and I'd like to thank the governor for recognizing that a lack of shovel-ready sites, pre-certified sites, means an unnecessary risk to not only the state's competitiveness, but to communities across the state. The creation of the Certified Sites program closes this important gap and makes sites with certification competitive, as Reed mentioned, with those across the state and in other states. I'd like to further thank the Common Council, and I see I've got a few Common Council members here this morning, for their willingness to stand with me and to be aggressively focused on job creation here in Wisconsin Rapids. And I also want to extend a special thank you to Jamie Mansell of ECC Corrosion for his help with the certification process. It was his entrepreneurial spirit and drive and passion and exploration of a large site and development in the early 2000s that enabled us to fast-track much of the work of what would have been otherwise lengthy research and studies. So while his development didn't become a reality, his past efforts became instrumental to us at various points in this process. Though he couldn't be here today, we are grateful for his support and commitment to our business community. Lastly, I'd like to thank a member of my team, and we all know it takes a team, Adam Tagan, our Director of Planning and Economic Development, for his tireless efforts to see this priority through. I first spoke of this Wisconsin Rapids intent to pursue the Certified Sites designation at my State of the City address earlier this year. I stated that getting ourselves on the map was essential. We recognize that our city, with available industrial parks, with available land, possess unique amenities compared to those in other parts of the state. Couple that with our labor force, business-friendly attitude, and willingness to partner, we feel we have a formula for competitiveness. As I learned firsthand prior to becoming mayor, in order to mean business, sometimes you have to think and act like a business. I'm often asked what our city is doing and doing differently to support economic growth. First, it has and must continue to be a priority. Our approach is exemplified, and we remain committed to this outcome statement that our region has a healthy, growing, and resilient economy in which all people and businesses thrive. We must continuously support opportunities both for residents who want a better economic opportunity, but for businesses who are opportunistic and entrepreneurial. We recognize that we need to continue to diversify. We recognize that we must continue to build on our assets, both natural and built. And we must continue to be proactive in our investments and planning. We must work collaboratively within our region. Having a site in our Rapids East Commerce Center join WEDC's list of certified sites is without a question exciting. It solidifies a direct partnership between the state of Wisconsin and the city of Wisconsin Rapids in marketing our available Commerce Park land on a national and international level to those looking for sites, looking to expand or locate companies to. Matchmakers, when identifying possible sites, will be able to realize the assets and the opportunities of our site alongside sites across the state, as we've heard, but across the United States. This site alone creates a potential for hundreds of new jobs and millions in new tax base for the city. Now work begins to leverage the certification and secure a good tenant. So what does this mean locally for the city for future development? All or part of it could be sold for development immediately. This designation demonstrates that our city has taken the appropriate steps, is competitive, and the location has distinct advantages. And to the state, another one of our speakers will elaborate on this further, there's major statewide significance in the sense that another site in the state is certified shovel-ready for development. In these trying economic times, our efforts show that the city of Wisconsin Rapids is taking a proactive approach to supporting the collective economic well-being right here in central Wisconsin. While the past decade and a half has been a tumultuous and disruptive time economically, having lost nearly 40% of our total employment, however, among the things we didn't lose, hope, and most importantly, pride. This period has been a time of great healing, finding our way of sorts. We have and continue to believe brighter days are ahead. It's an announcement like this that allow us to pause and to celebrate our incremental progress forward. Growing our local economy is a journey that will never be complete, and we must never allow ourselves to grow tired, lose hope, or possess any attitude other than a positive one. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Nan Taylor, who will speak to the significance of the Certified Site designation for the Wisconsin Rapids business community. Nan is the Director of Business Development and Community Relations for Riverview Hospital Association. She's also a board member of the Heart of Wisconsin Chamber of Commerce, where she serves as treasurer. Nan?
Thank you. I'm honored to be here today. And although it's unlikely that Riverview Hospital will ever locate in the Rapids East Commerce Center, I think that we fully understand the importance and the significance of the awarding of the Industrial Site Certification. Some of you may not define Riverview Hospital Association as a business, but quite frankly, we operate by many of the same business principles as others. Just as people depend on the services we provide, we depend on the overall health of our local economy. It means it spells the difference for our own organizational health, our need to recruit and maintain top talent, and our ability to expand and improve our services. For over 100 years, we have been a community-owned hospital. As an organization, we have valued our independence. It has allowed us to adapt relatively quickly to regulatory, reimbursement, and technology changes. And in the past 6 years, we have moved to a culture of self-reliance and continuous improvement. It has been through this constant and thorough planning, as well as the anticipation of change, that we have been able to adjust. We view the awarding of this industrial site certification to the Rapids East Commerce Center in the same way. It is a message of self-reliance rather than dependence. It signifies a city that encourages the growth of existing businesses and welcomes the arrival of new business. It indicates that our city officials are progressive and more than willing to go the extra mile to get the job done. And most of all, it is a sign to everyone, both within our community and outside our community, that the city has done its homework and is prepared. In addition, we think it speaks volumes that Wisconsin Rapids is one of only 13 municipalities throughout the entire state that has received this distinction, and I believe the only one in 2013. As the Riverview Hospital Association sets its sight on future renovation and expansion, we know that the city will continue to support us, and not only support us, but support the growth and expansion of other businesses. Thank you to the City of Wisconsin Rapids, and congratulations.
Thank you, Nan. It's an honor to introduce our next speaker, Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Kleefisch. Lieutenant Governor and State Representative's presence here today reinforces the importance of state and local partnerships in helping boost the business climate and fostering economic growth in our area. Rebecca Kleefisch was elected Wisconsin's Lieutenant Governor on November 2nd, 2010, and she knows a bit about business as a small business owner and former news reporter. Rebecca serves as Wisconsin's Jobs Ambassador and spearheads the Governor's Small Business Summit. Rebecca serves as an economic development liaison and advocate for small business owners. So without further ado, Lieutenant Governor, the floor is yours.
Well, I think it takes an entrepreneurial millennial mayor to understand the vision of a governor for economic development. Scott Walker has a heart for economic development because he understands that this is the way we reach out of a deep recession and fully recover as a state. And here in Wisconsin Rapids, you all have made a deep commitment to doing exactly that. And so on behalf of the state of Wisconsin and this administration, I have to offer my congratulations on changing those monitors and the side to show that you are fully certified. Lucky number 13. Way to go, Wisconsin Rapids. I know how important this program is to site selectors because after Wisconsin started making its first ever plays at the minds and hearts of site selectors, I was the one who was the designee to start calling these site selectors to find out how our message was resonating with them. And what we learned was that our site selected program, our certified site program, was a huge hit people wanted to know whether Wisconsin was truly ready to hand over the keys to sites to businesses who wanted to either grow or relocate. This was a really big deal to site selectors who were choosing based on ease of use. And what you've done here in Wisconsin Rapids is assured ease of use, coming into your community and starting to create jobs right away. It's really important for the small businesses who want to grow and expand in this area, and it's really important for the big businesses who might choose Wisconsin for a very important relocation. What Wisconsin Rapids has done is send a very important signal that you're ready. You're ready for their growth. And Wisconsin is ready as well, not just with the Certified Site Program, but with a whole bunch of other economic indicators that are very, very important. Right now, our numbers in the state are heading in the right directions. The number that we want to go down, numbers like initial unemployment claims, are going down in the state of Wisconsin. Our unemployment rate is going down in the state of Wisconsin. We're at 6.5% compared to a national rate of 7.3%. And the numbers that we want to go up are going up in the state of Wisconsin. Our exports are up. Our small business starts are up. And even our revenues are up in the state of Wisconsin, which signifies that our small businesses and our families are starting to do better in our great state. They're doing better because of really smart choices like what you are making here in Wisconsin Rapids. Congratulations on being our 13th certified site. I too am eager to come back for a ribbon cutting because I know that that site, that 51 acres, represents tremendous potential in this community. Congratulations, Wisconsin Rapids.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. Lucky number 13, I didn't think about that. And thank you, everyone, for being here with us today. Our final speaker, we've got our State Representative Scott Krug, who would like to say a few words.
You know, the Lieutenant Governor mentioned she'd like to come back for ribbon cutting. I was just kind of picking on her. She's here like almost every week lately, so that's a good sign. So we got some summer places available in Rome if you want to come up there. But it kind of leads to the point I wanted to make today. It's great to have sites like this certified for economic development to come to our area. But our job now is to make sure that beyond that site that we have other things to attract businesses to the area. And I think we've been doing that all along here the last couple of years, especially with the announcement just last week. Getting a world-class golf resort in Rome. We have the world-class trap shooting resort area in Rome. We have other companies like Geitz coming to the Adams County area and bringing 200 jobs for some environmental cleanup stuff. We have, with WEDC hopefully helping soon, we have the Idle Sites program with DMI in Port Edwards to repurpose the Domtar area. We worked on other things in Portage County like Skyward and keeping Skyward around. And, the Highway 54 bypass is something we talk about with the governor's office and the state budget. The 30,000-foot view as a state legislator is to make sure that not just this one thing exists, but that we have other pieces that are going to keep drawing other interests to our area to make sure that we have these sites, but we also have the recreation available, that we also have the family quality of life available, that we have the school education quality available. All those things pull into the next step in finding the right tenants, and finding the right people to come develop in that area. And that's exactly what we're doing, I think, at the state level right now. And again, I can't congratulate Mayor Berwink and Adam enough for all the work they've done up to this point. And Jamie Mansell, again, sorry that he wasn't here, but he's been very instrumental in keeping the Rapids East Commerce Center as a focus of where we wanted to get things started. That Highway 54 corridor between Plover and Rapids, you're going to see a lot of good things there. The Village of Barron is looking at doing another 2,000-acre business park out in that area also. So you're going to see some really good development along those areas to keep families in Wisconsin Rapids, to keep college graduates coming back home after they graduate. All of those things play into the importance of this first step today. So again, congratulations, Mayor Berwink and the city of Wisconsin Rapids. Keep up the great work, and we'll see some more dignitaries here soon with some other announcements. So thank you very much.
We joked with the Lieutenant Governor prior to this that she's been to Wisconsin Rapids so often she may need her own library card, so we'll work on that for your next visit, hopefully. So without further ado, thank you to the Lieutenant Governor, WEDC CEO Reed Hall, Scott Krug, Nan Taylor, and the rest of the business community and our elected council members for being here for this exciting announcement. We're very excited about this opportunity. It's a privilege and an honor to serve the city and to be working every day as a mayor on the ground to challenge ourselves to aspire to be greater. Today's announcement, I feel, is really an illustration of this. So at this point, Mr. Hall and myself will make ourselves available for any questions anyone may have, and as mentioned earlier, they'll be available for individual questions as well. Thank you. Questions? So the first question is about prospects. We are in negotiations with at least one person, one company for all or part of the site. That is correct. But nothing we're prepared, and they're not prepared to make any announcement today. Clearly, right? One of them is a Wisconsin company. Mhm. Other questions? Any other questions? Any questions for myself or for Reed? Okay. Well, thank you again for your participation and attendance here today.